Hey viewers, it's your treasure of psychology and get this, our brains? They're kinda messy. Sometimes they play tricks on us, making us see things in ways that just ain't right. These little brain boo-boos are called cognitive distortions, and they can really mess with our vibe. Think of it like this. You ace a test, but instead of celebrating, you tell yourself it was just luck, and you're going to fail the next one. That's your brain doing the twist. And guess what? We all experience them. But don't worry, by learning about these sneaky little thought patterns, we can start to challenge them and live our best, most authentic lives. So buckle up, because we're diving deep into the world of cognitive distortions. Arbitrary inference, jumping to conclusions faster than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Your crush doesn't text back and your brain's like, yep, they hate me. But maybe their phone died? Or a frisbee knocked them out? Next time, pump the brakes and ask, is there another way to see this? Next up is overgeneralization, which is basically taking one tiny event and blowing it up bigger than a Kardashian wedding. It's like you spill coffee on yourself in the morning and suddenly you're convinced your entire day is doomed. You're basically saying, well, that's it, I'm officially cursed. Past the black cat and the ladder, I'm ready for whatever misfortune the universe throws my way. But hold on a sec, one spilled latte does not a bad day make. We've got to remember that one single event, good or bad, doesn't define our entire existence. So, next time you find yourself spiraling after a minor setback, take a deep breath and remember, one splinter does not a forest make. Alright, let's talk about personalization. This is the distortion that makes you feel like the star of the show, even when the show is a flop. It's like when your friend seems down and you automatically assume it's because of something you did. Suddenly, you're replaying every interaction in your head, convinced you accidentally insulted their prized rubber duck collection or something. But guess what? It's not always about you. Sometimes people have bad days, or their goldfish is going through an existential crisis. It doesn't necessarily mean you're to blame. Remember, you're not a mind reader. More on that later. So don't assume you know what's going on in someone else's head. Next time you feel that personalization creeping in, take a step back and ask yourself, is there another explanation for this? Unfair comparison. You do you, boo. This distortion is all about sizing yourself up to everyone else. And guess what? You always come up short. It's like scrolling through Instagram and feeling like your life is a dusty old flip phone compared to everyone else's perfectly filtered highlight reel. But here's the thing, my friend. Comparison is the thief of joy. We're all on our own unique journeys with different starting lines, obstacles, and finish lines. Comparing yourself to someone else is like comparing apples to, well, everything else that isn't an apple. It just doesn't make sense. So next time you find yourself playing the comparison game, remember, you do you, boo. Focus on your own lane, celebrate your own wins, and don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Emotional reasoning feelings aren't facts. This distortion is all about believing that if you feel it, it must be true. It's like saying, I feel anxious, therefore there must be a swarm of bees chasing me. Even though you're safely inside, wearing a beekeeper suit, and there are literally 0 bees in sight. But here's the thing, feelings aren't facts. Just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean it reflects reality. The feeling might be real, but the scenario, not so much. So the next time your emotions are trying to convince you of something, take a step back and ask yourself, is this feeling based on facts, or am I letting my emotions get the best of me? Remember, you're the boss of your brain, not the other way around. Minimization, maximization, the magnifying glass of doom and delight. Minimization and maximization are the kings and queens of exaggeration. It's like your brain telling a story with a million embellishments. Minimization shrinks the good stuff to the size of an ant. Maximization blows up the bad stuff bigger than a bouncy house. Keep things in perspective. Remember, not everything is as big or as small as it seems. Take a step back and see the whole picture. Catastrophizing, chill out, Chicken Little. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're entering the world of catastrophizing. This distortion is all about expecting the worst possible outcome. It's like this. You have a presentation at work. Instead of focusing on your skills, your brain jumps to, I'm going to trip, spill coffee, forget everything, and get fired. So the next time you feel that catastrophic thinking creeping in, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what's the most likely outcome here? Remember, most of the time the worst-case scenario is just in your head. Relax and focus on what you can control. Black and white. Thinking life's not a zebra crossing, people. Black and white thinking is seeing the world in extremes, with no shades of grey. It's like saying you either love pineapple on pizza or you're a monster. This distortion makes you see everything as either a success or a failure. But life's not a zebra crossing, people. There are shades of grey everywhere. So find the grey areas. Embrace the complexity and nuance in life. It's in these grey areas that we find true understanding and growth. Fortune-telling. Put down the crystal ball, Nostradamus. Fortune-telling is all about predicting the future. And guess what? It's usually negative. It's like you have a magic crystal ball that only shows the worst-case scenario. You have a date? They're going to think I'm boring. You apply for a job? I'm going to get rejected. You walk past a black cat? Well, that's it, I'm cursed. But here's the thing. You're not a fortune teller. So put down the crystal ball, Nostradamus. Mind reading. Stop putting words in their mouths. Mind reading is all about assuming you know what others are thinking, and it's usually negative. Someone doesn't text back. They must hate me, they're probably out with someone else. Someone doesn't laugh at your joke. They must think I'm unfunny, I'm such a loser. But you're not Professor X. You can't read minds. Even if someone seems distant, it doesn't mean it's about you. So stop putting words in their mouths. Instead of assuming, ask. Communication is key. You'll be surprised how clear things become when you just ask. Should statements ease up on the rulebook, Your Majesty? Should statements are the ultimate buzzkills. They're like a strict headmaster in your brain judging you harshly. All those shoulds add unnecessary pressure, making you feel like you're never good enough. Life is not a rulebook. You're not a robot programmed to follow every should. Tell that inner critic to take a chill pill. Live life on your own terms. You've got this. Challenging cognitive distortions like a boss. And there you have it, folks. The 11 cognitive distortions that can really mess with our mojo. Remember, recognizing these sneaky thought patterns is the first step towards challenging them and living a happier, more fulfilling life. If you find yourself struggling with these distortions, don't hesitate to reach out to a mental health professional. They can provide you with the tools and support you need to overcome these challenges and live your best life. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content. And remember, you've got this. You're stronger than you think, and you have the power to change your thoughts and change your life.